First this morning, one man is recovering after being stabbed in Winston-Salem. This happened last night just before 8. Officers were called to the stabbing on Village Creek Circle in the city. That's where they found the 34-year-old victim, who's from Rural Hall, with a stab wound in his abdomen. He's been hospitalized for treatment and is expected to survive. Investigators say the victim knew the person who stabbed him. They were fighting leading up to the incident. The suspect then ran away before officers arrived. There's an investigation currently going on this morning. Following up on breaking news, we first reported last night here on WXII 12. One man is in the hospital after being shot by a teenager. This also happened in Winston-Salem. Officers were called to the shooting on East 17th Street last night. We're told the victim was taken to the hospital before police arrived. Investigators say a 16-year-old and his girlfriend were arguing inside of an apartment when the victim got involved and intervened. That led to a fight between the victim, who was 40 years old, and that teen suspect. Police say that's when the teen fired a gun and hit the man in the abdomen. After running away, they tracked the suspect down on Polo Road. Right now, no charges have been authorized against that juvenile gunman. Suspect accused of shooting a man and his young daughter in a Gaston County neighborhood now awaits extradition from Florida. 24-year-old Robert Louis Singletary appeared in a courtroom in Tampa, Florida yesterday. During brief proceedings, Singletary, who surrendered to authorities on Thursday after a short manhunt, signed a waiver of extradition back to North Carolina. He is facing charges of attempted first-degree murder, assault with a deadly weapon, and possession of a firearm. Authorities have until Monday to retrieve him from Florida, or he'll have to have another court hearing. A man is in custody right now after multiple break-ins across at least 10 counties in North Carolina. According to the Rockingham County Sheriff's Office, 60-year-old Dalian Green has been charged in connection with multiple business break-ins, including in Alamance, Craven, and Johnston counties. He was arrested last week in Reedsville while a deputy was conducting a business check and given $315,000 secured bond. The Sheriff's Office says additional charges against Green are expected in the days to come. In Alamance County, a man is facing charges after deputies say he was found with drugs and catalytic converters. This was during a traffic stop. Kevin Brown was stopped for improper equipment and displaying a revoked license plate. The sheriff's office says deputies saw Brown drop 3 clear baggies out of the window of his vehicle. This led them to search his car, where they say they found 4 catalytic converters, which appeared to have been cut off from other vehicles. Brown was unable to produce the proper paperwork or credentials to be in possession of those items. In State of Addiction, today is National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, which aims to provide a safe, convenient, and responsible way for people to dispose of prescription medication, while also educating the general public about the potential for medication abuse. You can spring clean your medicine cabinet during any of the National Drug Take-Back Day events happening in our area. You may think your unused meds may not hurt anybody, but as our Louis Tran reports, it could potentially put family, friends, and even pets at risk.
The amount of overdoses we have every day in our community. That problem is huge.
Forsyth County Sergeant Butch Moore wants people to be the treatment to our problem.
The largest issue is that none of us know what to do with unused medications laying around the house or expired medications.
Saturday, Inmar, Novant Health, and the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office are hosting Spring Clean Your Medicine Cabinets. If you have any unwanted or expired medication laying around, drop it off. Inmar Vice President of Regulatory and Compliance, Ashley Schmidt, says if you don't, the risks are significant.
And about 75% of us hold on to those medications and leave them in our medicine cabinets, which puts all of us at risk. One of the really important statistics that I like to share is that about half of the people who do become addicted to opioids, for example, find those medications in family members or friends' medicine cabinets, or they're given to them by a family member or a friend.
But it's not only your friends who are at risk. Sergeant Moore says your pets are too.
Your pet could get into it. That's so easy. And how many times do you have a neighborhood cat or a neighborhood animal get into your garbage? And heaven forbid, one of the local pets get into your garbage container and take some of these over-the-counter medications, which could be very harmful too.
That was Louis Tran reporting. The sergeant says they're also accepting syringes and needles, and you don't have to worry about your identity. Anybody who drops off anything can remain anonymous. That event begins in a couple of hours, 10 o'clock this morning in Winston-Salem at 1250 Bolton Street. Another place you can hand over old prescription medications is the Alamance County Sheriff's Office from 10 until 2. Just look for their tent in the parking lot of South Maple Street. You don't even have to get out of your car or truck to pass over your medication.